Viktor Orbán apparently shares the same frustrations as Putin, except for he's on the European side of the line, and he is not at all happy with the European Commission, which is trying to set these financial policies which are harming his own country, and he took to the parliament to make this statement.
Hölgyeim és uraim, ha mi úgy vezettük volna Magyarországot, hogy a bizottság vezette Európát, mi már régen tönkrementünk volna. Az Oroszország megtörésére irányuló nyugati stratégia kudarcot vallott. Senki nem meri bevallani, de ezt a háborút elvesztettük. Oroszország gazdasága nem omlott össze, a szankciók nem érték el a céljukat, és az oroszok megakadályozták Ukrajna NATO tagságát. Az amerikaiak ezt felismerték, és most tárgyalnak. Mi, európaiak, folytatjuk a háborút, és úgy teszünk, mintha győzhetnénk. Ne legyen igazam, de a vége az lesz, hogy egyedül maradunk a háborúval a szomszédunkban, miközben minden pénzünket egy elérhetetlen győzelemre fordítjuk.
I mean, you could not have it put more succinctly. You talk about Putin is looking at the conditions on the ground. Viktor Orbán is looking at the conditions on the ground, and they see the same thing. They see the same things that you and I see on here too. The question is, hatred aside, self-love would seem to make you come to the point at some point to where you're like, okay, I hate this guy, but I'm not going to keep acting on it at my own harm. And yet, we aren't there yet. What's it going to take before Europe finally just acknowledges reality and cuts this thing off?
I will say a very unpleasant thing for Europeans. They will be drowned in their misery and becoming very poor. It's already happening in Germany. United Kingdom is already there. It's a third world country. I'm not talking about only the immigration, which is completely, I don't think France will last as the unified state further than 2015. It's going to collapse as a nation. And when you look at Andrei, this is what they chose. And as I already quoted a Russian diplomat from the Organization of Security and Cooperation in Europe, which thinks that this organization and Russian participation is useless there, we should simply stop it. He said, yeah, they have enough dogs and police to put any kind of the resistance and protest down. And so that will continue with Europe. And I, as much as I want to believe that there is some kind of the general Western European civilization, which Russia was part of it, there is none. And as such, what is known as the old Europe, which is the Western Europe, is on the way out. It will stop. It's done. It's dead. And it has no resources. Hungary, while Orban speaks like this, he is a very practical man. Hungarians don't like Russians whatsoever. Don't forget, Hungarians actually have had a whole army in the World War II, which was in Voronezh front. There was an order: don't take Hungarians POWs, because the atrocities they committed against a Russian population, especially around Voronezh, is just indescribable. But it doesn't matter. You absolutely correctly stated. Nobody cares if you like me or not. If there is a good business, let's do the good business. This is what Russian model is today. And Russia, and especially considering in relation to Hungary, Hungary is becoming the hub of Russian energy. Remove Russian energy from Europe, it collapses completely. And I mean to the point of the Hungary, the famine and things of this nature. They do not understand this. Well, some do. And that is why even when you have the British BS Corporation, correspondent, or whatever they call themselves, journalist, asking more or less reasonable questions, which comes as a surprise. She cannot answer them. It's all schizophrenic, and it all is pushed by the hatred of Russia. And this has a very deep historical roots. But what is most important, 300 plus years trip of Russia from the start of especially Peter the Great, turn towards Europe is over. Russia turned away. and there is no way of coming back to what it was.
Okay, so I want to now that kind of brings us back to circle around where we started here, Istanbul tomorrow. So there's going to be some, probably somebody's going to show up from the Ukraine side. Somebody's going to show up from the Russian side. The sides are just still going to be this far apart. So likely nothing happens as a result of this. Now, you live in America now, and you obviously have roots in the former Soviet Union. What do you think the wild card in this is what Trump will do? You talked about transactional stuff. That's almost his bread and butter here. If nothing comes out of this, as it certainly will not come out of this in Istanbul, what do you think that's going to take for, or what do you think is going to happen? Better question for Trump. Is he going to finally do what he's been talking about here for several weeks, that if he can't get the two sides together, then he's just going to walk away? How do you see that?
Oh yeah, Russians will say, "Sir, good riddance." Yeah. So wind into your sails, so to speak, and Godspeed. Russians do not view America, United States, as the mediator. United States is the party to the conflict. It's co-belligerent. In fact, Russians repeat this constantly. It was United States which actually initiated this whole damn thing, and so Trump may say whatever he wants, but many people already in the United States correctly stated it is his war now, and I wouldn't exaggerate his abilities to do deals. I saw his deal with Houthis. He's good at pronouncing himself or declaring himself a winner. He is not delivering tangibles realistically. So you saw yourself what happened with China to also but hey, he will, under any circumstances, he will declare the victory. And as you saw yourself, he defeated he defeated Hitler, he defeated Napoleon, he just probably 300 at Thermopylae during the ancient Greece, he was there too, to defeat Persians. So, but the point is, it doesn't matter, because Russians will come, as already have been stated, with this thing, which is take it or leave it. Root causes. Do you want to discuss root causes? Fine, let's discuss it. Not, it's take it or leave it. And when you have Kellogg, who probably needs to take real serious classes on the modern operational art and strategy, saying that somebody needs to compromise. Compromise with what? When you're winning,
what leverage?
Orban says the war is lost. It's just, as I stated for the last year, non-stop. It is the arrangement phase. It's how you arrange, how you allow parties to, if Trump doesn't understand that he was given the off-ramp for the United States, he blew it on the May 9th. He blew it. He literally spat on the Russian people, and you cannot imagine the reaction. Well, so Russians.
What was the reaction? You're talking about where he said that the U.S. by far was the one that won.
Yeah, so we defeated. Yeah, and so well, many people said that. Yeah, it's just they said he's a clown, and this is really insulting, but in a sense that he doesn't even understand. What 27 million people and what actually happened, the scale of the Eastern Front. Most people in the U.S. Army War College don't understand this, or General Staff and Command College in Leavenworth, Kansas. They have no grasp of that. I remember your articles, for example, about your articles about Stalingrad, for example, when you were writing them, and so. But the most you will explain to them, guys. Leningrad alone in 897 days, because of their massive army group of Germany and massive, almost 500,000 Finnish army, which was, doing the siege, lost 1.5 million people dead, so most of them civilians. And this is more than United States lost in all of its wars combined throughout history. And people still, they cannot comprehend that. They need to experience it. And the same goes for Germans. That's why I completely disagree with Doug McGregor. I disagree with him on many critical respects of the World War II. But Germany is a defeated country. They never forgave Russians. Scratch German. As it was with Annalena Baerbock, Olaf Scholz, with this Merz guy, any practically political figure, especially from CDU, Christian Democratic Union, there, and also conservatives, they all have normal relations, family relations to somebody who was either killed or taken prisoner on the Eastern Front. They never forgave. They never recovered from the devastation which Red Army brought to them. They wanted, and so it's still there. It's very vastly present, and you cannot change this.